Well, good morning, YouTubers. It's early in the morning. It is early in the morning. It's 20 past 2. And I've decided to get up and wake up and share with you a bit of a life skill, really, and a life knowledge that you might take home with you and give consideration to the real things of life that happen to us. I'm just going to start off just bending the ear and tell you my story, my journey. I hope this goes into to the prison here in Havering, particularly. I really want to go and share this with these guys. But let's start off with myself. Okay, I'm talking about nephrectomy. A nephrectomy is a kidney removal that occurs when you get caught with cancer on the kidney, and you have to have a kidney removed. So that could affect you big time in life, can't it? Yes, it can. It's affected me big time in life. A little bit about myself. I am a full born again Christian. I'm in deep love with Jesus. I hope that doesn't turn you off. It turns some people off when you say that kind of thing. But my relationship is secure enough to enjoy this spiritual favor that God has given me unto what we call a gift. It really is a gift, being born again. This isn't about being born again, by the way. This is about having a kidney removal and cancer care under the guise of what they call a nephrectomy, which means that, for me personally, I've had a kidney removed. Painful and sour that time was, though it be, I feel as if I need to share it with you and help you with certain life skills that it may well happen to you as it happened to me, and just out of the blue. And boy, really, do you really need to know what that is all about? You do. And I know there's lots of stuff out there on the internet, but I'm hoping maybe that you might take it firsthand from me and watch the journey that I've been through, so that you can be prepared if anything like this happens in your neck of the woods and in your quarter. For me, it's affected a whole bunch of things, a whole load of things, because I am by profession a professional driver under the state where I've been driving all my life, HGVs, and in amongst that, even in the prison service, in the RAF, I've been doing everything that we do to survive in life, to get on. So that's the kind of nature of my background. Should I take this off? There's a lot of shady shadows going on here. That's Rosemary Care, by the way. They're down at Preston, and I've got the badge to go with it. They're down at Preston, and they're doing an amazing job for people like myself, or even people like yourself. And if you're going through cancer at the moment, I do pray and hope that this will be a world of encouragement for you. For what I'm about to reveal to you. Okay. I'm going to go off the burning staff and get right in there, so I'm not waffling too much, which I tend to do. Okay, 2025 in August came about that I had a what they call a carcinoma attack of cancer that hit my body. Lots of it going on around about at the moment, apparently. And it worked its way through to this notion of having to get my kidney replaced. When you get this sort of cancer attack, it is shocking. The things that happen to you will blow you out of the water. It will shock you, because there are certain things that happen in the process of it that you would never expect it to even look like that. I'm talking about some of the physical aspect of dealing with the cancer and how it reveals itself, especially if you know the word from a doctor's perspective. What did they call that? Even I sort of forget the word now. Is it neurology? Neurology. Forgive me if I get this wrong. Neurology. It's to do with your waterworks. And without going too crude into it, you're going to find a lot of stuff happening with your waterworks that reveals to you that you may have a nasty bout of cancer that works through the kidney area, which generally gets rid of all your waste, doesn't it? You know, that's what these wonderful things do. Fortunately, we've got two of them, and if they're both working well, then you're fine, you know. But if one isn't and one's under attack, then it's going to be revealed to you anyway. So different colours of bloodstream coming out through your urinary tract will shock you. That will shock you. Okay, right, so be prepared for that. So at least it's first indications that you kind of know something's happening. And I share that wholeheartedly because we really don't know at that time what on earth is happening. Well, I suffered with a tremendous amount of blood clots, which is quite normal for this kind of thing. And it took my head a while to get around to that, because you find you have blockages when you want to go to the loo, and it's pretty awful. So anyway, we got past that stage, and they put me through the procedure of having to have a kidney removal, where they did it by robot, I believe, on this one. They got in there, they dug down deep with a big spoon, and they just cut off a load of leads and whatever they did down there while I was asleep. And then they removed the kidney in August 2025 it was. And fortunately so, the sun was out and the garden was nice. I was able to take a lovely role of relaxation and rest. It does key into your life as well, doesn't it? Because if you're working in an active soul, then you've got to start thinking about what it is that you do for a living, and that living will have to adjust somewhat for the care of other people that you're dealing with. And I'll show you more about this later. You won't like that, but anyway, that's what had to happen. So you've got to wonder about these things. I took a lot of time off my work, self-management, and become self-aware of the issues involved. As a wedgie pass driving instructor, generally I had to cut out and watch out that I'm not taking lessons because the effects of these steroids, which is what they hang on a lot for the healing process for these things to take place, and the adverse effects of those tablets, oh boy, yeah, they are vicious little things, nasty little tablets, small as anything, you know, but they knock you to blue blazes, they really do. Okay, so I'm talking about this, and I had to self-manage. I've come away from the driving instructing team. I wouldn't say team. I mean, we're all out there. We're all working very, very hard for you guys to get through your tests in the time allotted and given that you've given us. You know, I know we make regular decisions and regular choices as to whether it's fit enough for our driving lessons are fit enough to take you forward for a test. That's important to us. course it is. We want you safe out there after you've passed your test, as well as safe all round, further on down the line. I know everybody wants to pass the test, but sometimes it's not a good idea that you do. And who is that to say that we can't dictate lives, even, as driving instructor? And I don't, but I do push as far as what I can do to help you guys out and do it properly, so that, you feel safe on the road. Not only that, DVLA feel that you're safe on the road. We feel that you're safe on the road. And because there's a lot of bad stuff going on out there, wouldn't you agree? I think you would. Yeah. So, in a general sense, self-management. There are ways and means of going further with this sort of management regarding teaching lessons and things like that, which are good ways. And they do, help you in the balance of even to the point of how many lessons that you'd want to be taken out in a week, in a day. Myself, I have self-managed, as I say, and I've shut down week by week because I know the effects of these pills and tablets can take. And for me, it's better for me to know that you guys are safe, and I'm keeping communications with you to ensure that you're making the right decisions to even agree on the level of driving instruction that you would want to undertake, and even give the opportunity to go down other avenues to carry on driving, which is my way forward in that. I think I'd push you down other avenues to carry on your driving, particularly if you have your own car, particularly if you have your own mum and dad who can help you. There's nothing better than forming and building relations with mum and dad than driving lessons. Once you've had a good scream and shout at one another, it gets it all out the system. And who knows, that could form a better relationship between you. It swings and takes, isn't it? But what are the best options and things like this? Okay, to carry on. So we had the kidney removed. Painful time, very tiring, wearisome time. But I've come through it. So we're now in 2026. I thought this year might have been a better year for me to get out and about and do things what I want to do. I love to go on missions and help other Christian circles, with their venture of helping out the mission world. Having been in the RAF and adventurous more than anybody, I think sometimes. These are the things that I love to do and have a passion for. Even help the local church, that spiritually that they're getting fired up for their own relationships with God and Jesus Christ himself, in a personal and passionate note that they like to get on with him by. But if I can encourage that, I will. And I'll go forward. So where do we go from here? There's more to share. Okay, the kidney was removed. Horrible time. Make sure that you have plenty of time for recuperation and rest, and go with it from there. You'll find that what word is bandied about in the cancer world is metastasization. Sure, a little bit sort of in the voice, and it's the steroids. They knock your voice out of swing as well. And you might not like these ladies, but they give you thrush in the mouth, and it's the first time ever I've actually had a foretaste of that. That is such an ugly thing to receive from this. Anyway, under meds, got all that sorted out. I might take my hat off, but I might put my glasses on actually, because it's that light up there is a little bit kind of too bright for me. So and that means that the cancer is spreading through the body. Okay, it worked out that I had 2 emblems or 2 nodules on one of my lungs, which they were trying to deal with at the time as well. However, the twist of the tide, the turn of the tide changed, and it ended up that I received 2 nodules on one of my lungs, which they wanted to get rid of, and that was happening at the time of this kidney thing that was going on with me. So there was 2 things happening there. They shut that down for ideas that they're going to sort all this out, not with chemo, with something called immunotherapy, with a tablet that they give you. And I believe it's sitting in the hospital once a month, possibly, under a drip, having this immuno with a tablet to attack back and shut down the door, this cancerous affair. I chose to go this way. There are other means and efforts that friends have been trying to help me with, but I chose to go this way simply because I think I need to keep it underneath, the NHS system, because they're registering the drugs that I'm taking at the moment to deal with this, and for me to apply some of the conspiracy sides, which apparently is believed to work quite well. I've not done that because I don't want to mix up the brew going into my brain. I'll tell you for a reason that I'm talking about brains now. And what that can do to you, it's no good. You can't just mix these things up. So anyway, 2 on the lung, that progressed to 7 nodules on the lung to get rid of. I've got a wonderful oncology team there in Barrow that's doing their best to work out these things, and I'm sure they know things that will be on the line anyway, that they can share more with me. I need a glass of water, excuse me. So yeah, there we are. So I'm sticking with that. It turned out to be 7 nodules. We don't think that they're really too bad. There's a certain size that they get to that then we have to really, watch what's going on with those, because they can be nasty little things as well. So yeah, there's a safety element that we look at through the x-rays to see how large they are and how dangerous they could be, and what cause and effect could happen from them. However, we're now back on to that sort of thing, and we are holding back because a few things have happened. Metastasization, this thing can creep around the body and get to certain parts of your body in a regular fashion. Now, I was travelling down to Skegness near Boston Pilgrimage Hospital, and I was going for a Christian event that is huge throughout the country, and people come from all around the world and join in, and we have a lot of fun together, a lot of praying time, singing time. We're all singing away, just like a rock band, maybe for yourself, I don't know. We're all singing away, and we're all enjoying ourselves with the love and the presence of Jesus Christ in these places. But on the way down, I started getting tremendous headaches, and my headaches blew me out of the water. I don't get headaches. I never get headaches, which was a cause of concern for me. So ultimately, we ended up pushing myself into A&E because of these headaches, and they took me directly into the X-ray scans. And so they scanned my head, and then they found that I had very open book 2 tumours one on the front, one on the back of the side of the head here, developed. And of course, what is a tumor? As far as I'm concerned, I have no idea. So they explained that to me, and it is do they call it like a thrombosis or something, where it is expanding and sending out waves of headache pains, if you like, throughout the brain. And that's what they do. So we were in Skegness, Boston Pilgrimage Hospital. Like 2.5 weeks I was sat there in bed. And of course, all work ceases. And other people are affected as well. And wow, what a place that is. I tell you what, the nurses, NHS nurses and staff on hand that do the wards, they're really on front line. Do you know that? Whether you've experienced that, but they really are frontline workers that work very hard because they're dealing with fresh cases, new cases, logistics of swapping beds around, dealing with aged people that really need help. And crazy stuff that goes in the wards. Anyway, they were doing a wonderful job, and I couldn't help but buying them pizzas all the time because I really wanted them to be blessed and be shown appreciation really for what they did, because a lot of it they don't receive a lot of appreciation, so stuff them up with pizza and they're happy. And it was nice to be able to chit chat, talk with some of the nurses and the patients who were involved in there. But chatting with the nurses, they're on front line, tough going. So all well and good there, and eventually you'll find yourself, and this is where technically I'm coming to, if you find yourself in a situation like that where you're put into another hospital, and your hospital is at home, and you've got a team at home, then you're going to find yourself in information technology, hospital, prison camp. So you're stuck with this whole ream of what should we do, what should they do, what should they do, what should we do sort of syndrome. And you're not able to move. You're stuck within this system that you just can't get out of, And you're in like a no man's land of clawing fingernails up a mud wall, trying to get out of the place where you want to be. Now, I wanted to be at home, of course, because I've got family at home that love me, and I got family at home that I love, and I live with an 86-year-old mum. It's both mum and myself together, often challenging life, and I wouldn't have that any other way. She's the most dearest person in my life. So if I get emotional on these videos, please take no notice, because I am a little bit of an emotional being really when it comes to things like this. And just got to get on, haven't you? So that's the position there. And so I was a million miles away from any kind of helping hand for my mother, and vice versa. I would have to say on that one. Amazing woman. So eventually I was in cahoots with Barrow and ringing up my nurse, oncology nurse, and telling them I'm stuck in Boston and they won't let me go, and who on earth is handling this case, that sort of thing. Okay, I'm going to make a little bit of a separate video attached onto this one. Okay, so you can have a bit of a break from me babbling on, and also I can have a little bit of a break from need to go to the doodah. All right, bless you guys. Hope to see you in a minute so you get a little bit more of this.